What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we got some news in Galaxy of Heroes. It's not exactly the best news, but at least it's nice to see something posted from the developers. It's been a pretty quiet month from them. We've been eagerly waiting the road ahead, and they talk about what's going on with the road ahead. Spoilers, it's been delayed to next month, but they did give us a new ship in the process, so yay. I mean, at least the nice thing is that I've been able to use this break from Galaxy Heroes with pretty much nothing going on in the game to kind of focus on the second channel, start covering Marvel Strike Force with that channel. So, I mean, the break with content and stuff to discuss in Galaxy Heroes has been a blessing for that at least. But here we go. We have a new Rebel ship coming to Galaxy of Heroes. One I think has been quite a bit in demand. I know that this is one I've kind of been looking forward to for a while, wondering where it was going to be. Another one like this was going to be the A-Wing as well. But we have a Rebel Y-Wing now. Now we have a Galactic Republic version of this. It's also a tank kind of ship, but this Rebel version of the Y-Wing looks a whole lot better. In fact, it looks like it's going to be a hard counter to Houndstooth, which is going to be pretty significant. So what this ship does is that it's a sturdy Rebel tank that can disable enemy protection. Its basic is SW4 ion cannons, nice little animation there, kind of swaying around a little bit, and deals physical damage to the target enemy. The Rebel Y-Wing gains taunt until the start of its next turn if it didn't already have it. So if it counters, if it assists, if it does anything like that where it uses its basic attack, it's going to automatically taunt, which is a big deal. This is something like we saw with Kara recently, with her coming into the game. Her basic attack allows her to taunt, and she was a Rebel as well. So that is nice to see that we have a taunting Rebel tank that actually uses it on his basic. Very interesting. But then you get to its special, Ion Torpedoes with a 3-turn cooldown. Dispel all buffs on target enemy and inflict shield disruption for 2 turns, then deal physical damage to them, and the Y-Wing gains taunt for 2 turns. Shield disruption is a new debuff. Protection is disabled, immune to protection up, and bonus protection. This shuts down the main mechanic of Houndstooth. Houndstooth, every time you damage it, it gains bonus protection, and yeah, it can recover protection. It's a pretty nasty tank to get around once it's taunting. But with this debuff from Y-Wing, you can pretty much hammer the Houndstooth, and it can't do anything. Now, from the way this reads, it looks like this debuff can be dispelled or cleansed. So if the Houndstooth uses its basic, it's going to automatically remove it. At least that's the way it reads. It doesn't say that it can't be removed. So this can be cleansed away, but it basically allows you to get this debuff on the Houndstooth and then just hammer it with your other Rebels. You can see Han's Millennium Falcon is sitting right here. That is going to be a shoo-in to use with the Y-Wing because you can constantly call it to assist, which is going to allow it to taunt. And then just the sheer amount of damage you're going to output pretty quickly with Han's Millennium Falcon in this team, you're going to kill that Houndstooth right away. It's going to be a pretty hard counter to Houndstooth. And then you get to its unique Kempat. I'm not going to try to dwell on that one too long. The Shield Generator unique ability. Rebel allies recover 20% protection whenever a Rebel ally critically hits an enemy. And if the ally capital ship is a Rebel, the Y-Wing has plus 30% potency and a 35% chance to assist other Rebel allies when they attack out of turn, limit once per turn. So, if the Millennium Falcon calls a Rebel ally to assist with its basic attack, or the mass assist with the home one, you have a pretty decent chance of getting the Y-Wing to assist, which then allows him to use his, he then gains taunt, and yeah, you're gonna see a lot of assists with Rebels, which is pretty much what they're built around. Home one with Admiral Akbar, they get a lot of bonus protection when they attack out of turn. So this is going to be a very interesting composition in a Rebel fleet. And then you get to its reinforcement ability. When the Y-Wing enters the battle, Rebel allies gain 3% crit chance for each Rebel ally until the Rebel Y-Wing is defeated. I think I'm going to put the Y-Wing out front, so I'm not too worried about this reinforcement. Seems like a decent reinforcement. You can call it in on the second turn with or called in as a second reinforcement after Ghost or something, or Phantom. But I think I'm going to leave the Y-Wing out front. I'm not quite sure yet. Using this with Cassian or Han's Millennium Falcon, can call a lot of assists. That would be a pretty interesting one here. But I mean, you go back to that bonus protection regeneration when you have rebels land critical hits. So if you take a look at your rebel ships in the game, one big thing to note is that there's already some crit chance synergy within them. If you look at Han's Millennium Falcon specifically, all rebel allies have plus 20% crit chance with him. So this is a pretty big deal. You're going to have this with the synergies with crit damage up. You have the Phantom, which gains crit damage up when it's summoned in. You have a lot of crit synergy already. So to see the Y-Wing come in and then give this protection regeneration on top of this with the bonus stacking crit chance here, you can make an argument for bringing in the reinforcement here, because if you have 5 rebels, that's plus 15% crit chance. That's pretty significant. That's a lot of crit chance to be thrown around. And the Millennium Falcon on its own, I mean, I have Relic 6 and 7 veteran, or oh my gosh, Relic 6 and 7 Han and Chewie already. 32% crit chance on the Millennium Falcon, not exactly a amount that you want to write home about. So you add another 20% in on top of that. That's 52%. They have a decent amount of crit chance as it is. So you're going to get a lot of protection regeneration with these characters. I don't think there's anything here with, no, they just have bonus crit damage when they attack out of turn. So you do have some places that give you crit chance up, but on the whole, this team is going to have a lot of protection regeneration. You throw in the Y-Wing, you can then take Biggs, and you could possibly find him a home in some kind of target lock team. You know, the Empire, they have a lot of target lock capabilities with Vader's TIE and the regular TIE fighter. There's some decent target lock with that team, so maybe you can throw Biggs in with them and get some weird target lock synergy there. Replace Biggs with this new Y-Wing, because this new Y-Wing is a whole lot better than Biggs's X-Wing, at least I would argue so. I mean, you have protection regeneration for the whole team instead of just Biggs' X-Wing. We'll have to see how the stats are in the end. I mean, on paper, this kit looks great. We'll have to see how it is in practice, but honestly, I think that with this Y-Wing thrown in here, you're going to have a solid General Kenobi negotiator counter. You already have 2 of those, though, with the Finalizer in your First Order fleet. You also have one of Malevolence, which can pretty much auto-negotiator. So it's kind of one of those things where not really sure why you'd want to wail on this. Maybe this is a counter to other meta fleets out there. We'll have to see. But at first glance, it looks like a solid negotiator fleet counter. But beyond that, not too sure of its power yet. So I'm going to hold off on wailing on this ship. I do want to see what people are going to come up with before I decide to go crazy and start buying the ship. Because if there's no point wailing on it at this point in this game, why would you wail on it? Now, let's talk about the bad news that has hit today, and that is the road ahead has been delayed to next month. They have said that they are having to kind of retool things. Everything was built by hand. They're revamping the game. And one thing to note here is that they are saying there's going to be many more exciting years of content coming to Galaxy of Heroes. So we'll have to see what they're doing. I think that this, whatever they're working on, it's becoming a little more arduous than they were expecting, so it's kind of causing them to push things back. But I gotta say, a lot of people are not were not thrilled by this news today. In fact, someone in SeaWorld, he lost his number 2 in his guild because they just couldn't hold on anymore. I know a lot of people were very upset about this news. Some people were saying that's okay, you know, take your time. But a lot of people are hanging on by a thread to see this get delayed. Not sitting well with those people. I think that, you know, if they need a little more time, especially with how bad Galactic Legends came out, how badly they were received, if they need a little more time to get something out that's going to satisfy the player base, okay, that's fine. Just don't keep pushing it back. But whatever this is, this next road ahead has to land and resonate well with the players, because there's a lot of people who are going to quit if this road ahead does not hold up to their expectations. If it's not something that they're expecting, if it's not really something they're looking forward to, a lot of people are just going to walk away. So the pressure's on CG. I think they know that this pressure is on, so they're taking their time with the road ahead. If they have to delay it a little bit, that's fine. But one other thing that they noted down here is that they're bringing it back to June, but then also have key info to share with you about a major character release, so stay tuned. I'm not going to get too excited about this. new characters are not new content, so if they have a new character, cool. We'll have to see what that is, but I'm not about to go jumping up and down with joy and freaking out and screaming that game is saved because of a new major character release. We just had 2 new major character releases. They are both hot garbage. So I will have to wait and see I'll have to wait and see as to what this is before I say that, okay, cool, this is gonna be great, because after these Galactic Legends, I do not they've definitely got the pressure's definitely on them to get things fixed. So we'll have to see what they do with that. But overall, the Y-Wing looks great. Rebel fleets look like they're going to be a little more deadly. Very disappointed to see that the road ahead has been pushed back. But if they have to retool things and they've made it clear that they intend to keep going with this game for several years, we'll have to see what comes next month, and hopefully they don't delay it again out of next month, because if they do, that's really gonna start annoying players even more. So we'll see what they do, and we'll have to see whatever this new major character release is. Lots of stuff to look forward to. Hopefully, we'll see what CG does. But let me know down below, what do you guys think about this stuff? What do you guys think about the Y-Wing? I'm personally excited to see what the Y-Wing does, but just a little disappointed to see this delay in the news. Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.